Hi there, and welcome to this video on 10 ways to ruin your life. And I am by no means a guru, and often in life I don't really know what is the right thing to do. But what I do have a lot of experience with is all the wrong things you can do and all the ways you can basically F up your life. So on the following list, I'm going to present to you 10 things you definitely shouldn't do if you strive for a happy life. And that doesn't necessarily mean that doing the exact opposite of those things will, be the right thing. That's for you to figure out what to do instead of these things. I just know that you shouldn't do that. Number one, caring too much what other people think about you or about life in general, and or comparing yourself with others. I think the Indian philosopher Krishnamurti said something along the lines like every comparison is a form of cruelty or something like that. And I think that's a lesson many of us um, have to figure out in life, because especially as teenagers, I think it's kind of a normal part of development to really compare yourself a lot to others and wanting to belong to some kind of peer group or clique. And but the sad thing is, many people, I find, many grown-ups, adults, don't really leave this teenager mentality behind when they get older, but they stay stuck in the state of wanting other people's approval and wanting to secure their place in some kind of friend group or whatever by being, a little too well adjusted or just, making a lot of cheap compromises and not living their authentic truths because they crave to belong, or they're just afraid of punishment, or like becoming outcasts or whatever. But I think most of us know somewhere deep down that it's never a good idea to make your self-worth and self-belief to have it depend on other people's opinions and approval. So that's the first lesson we all should learn. Number two, focusing on everything you don't like, you don't want, or you fear in life, instead of, for example, having a positive vision of goals you want to reach and things you want to experience. And also, with what goes hand in hand with this is, of course, being ungrateful for all of the good things you already have got going for yourself. And yeah, I know it's very easy to, especially if you are a person who's just naturally prone to worry a lot, and or who craves a lot of stability and security, emotional security in life. It's very easy to get caught up in worst case scenarios in your head, and yes, just becoming focused on all the things that could possibly go wrong. But whether you take it from a psychological or a spiritual perspective, we know by now that it's not a good idea to think a lot of negative thoughts about unwanted things. because what we think of, we manifest and affirm into being. Number 3, and this is a mistake especially introverts tend to make a lot, is not expressing what it is you truly think, feel, and need. So basically, not speaking up for yourself, not standing up for, things that matter to you, and suppressing emotions, or just not articulating your desires for whatever reason. When it comes to introverts, maybe because you are like shy, or you were just told or raised to always be humble and not ask too much of other people, so you don't ask anything at all, or whatever reasons there may be. I hate this saying because you get told this a lot, especially here in Germany. If you're someone who's not naturally, or not at first, when you get to know new people, if you're not that talkative, people tend to say things like, if you don't speak up, you can't be helped. But yeah, it sucks to hear, but it's a true statement. Only if you are open about what it is you need and want, you have a chance to ever get it. Number 4, and I think this one also ties in a little bit, number 3, a very sure way to ruin your life is lying to yourself and or others. And yeah, of course you can't articulate your need if you maybe are not even fully aware of it, or you lie to yourself about wanting something or not wanting something. So this mistake causes havoc, like in your life, in your relationships, in basically, I think, every area of life. This is one of the worst mistakes to make, because the more you lie, the more you get like estranged from yourself and from other people, and it leads to nothing good ever, because eventually lies will always be exposed, and even if they're not exposed, you will have to live with your own bad conscience and with this feelings of guilt and shame, probably. Number 5, and this is something that I really still have to work on, is never leaving your comfort zone, meaning always doing the same with the same people and in the same places, basically. No, getting caught up in your more or less comfortable routine, and not trying new things, not setting new goals, never challenging yourself, basically. Um, of course, this is a huge mistake, because why? Because it can't lead to any growth in your life, like mental, spiritual, or whatever kind of growth you want. It always requires trying something and possibly failing. On the other hand, though, and this is number 6, it's also not the best idea to push yourself too hard, to put too much pressure on yourself, and for example, be motivated by some kind of fear of missing out, so you always have to try new things and um, basically, instead of staying too much in your comfort zone, basically never getting to rest and replenish in your comfort zone. This is also of, a way to ruin your life, because then you'll constantly be stressed, and all your attempts at trying things probably won't go as well as when you take risks or try new things in a more calculated and relaxed way. Number 7, another way to ruin your life is being extremely indecisive. And of course, this also is a little bit dependent on your personality or structure or your character, how indecisive you are. But what I mean is just, overthinking every little decision way too much. Not just not just big life decisions, but something when it comes to simple things like what should I eat today, and then you maybe take half an hour or more to decide whether, I don't know, you want to eat pasta or pizza. And this is of course kind of stupid, because most likely this won't have a huge impact on your life no matter what you decide on. And so it's not advisable to spend too much time uh, with such minor decision making. On the other hand, and this is number 8, it's also not advisable to become too rigid and set in your ways, and always, plan everything out in detail, and not basically not being flexible, but really being narrow-minded and very set on how things have to play out exactly. Number 9. Another way to ruin your life is not having the right priorities in life, or not having any priorities at all. It's really important to know your values and what what activities and things are most important to you in life, and then spend your time wisely, basically according to what matters most to you. So you spend the most time on the things that matter most to you, and less time on those other things. And this takes a little bit of planning and discipline also, to really be committed to the things that matter, and make room and make time for them in your life. And last but not least, number 10. This is something that, as I think I already mentioned in one of my other videos, especially INFJs or NI dominant people should never do. And it's ignoring your gut feelings and your intuitive insights, because we overvalue, is that a word? I hope so. uh, in general, in society, modern societies, we overvalue the rational mind and rational thinking, and that's how or why this mistake is often made, even though, especially us naturally intuitive people, know that often our intuition can lead us down a path that doesn't seem logical, but is way better for us than anything we could have conceived with our rational mind. So, yeah, and that was my list. And I hope you don't do any of those things. And if there are more things you'd like to add or things you'd like to discuss about, feel free to leave a comment. And till the next time, bye.